Hey, everybody!
Hello and welcome.
It's that first Tuesday of the month, so we're live from our new home.
Ooh, don't give it away just yet. If you don't know us, I'm Natasha.
I'm Bill.
And we are nursing our travel bug.
What's happening? So yes, this is our new digs, our new home.
Yes. We don't even have all of the things. Like I don't have my mobile mouse, so I'm leaning forward to the computer and then I can't look at you when I'm talking. So
be different.
Yeah.
We're working with it.
Yeah.
We're working with the lights. Our home is actually a hotel room, which I guess we'll get into.
We will. But first, we want to say hello to all of you that are joining us right now. Of course, RVfamily.life is in the house first.
What up? First in the house. First member in the house.
Oh, the members. Yes, thank you. We love you. Keep
Appreciate
talking.
That.
Absolutely. We got a little something special for you.
Aww. There they all are.
Oh, and I didn't take the comments down. I'm rusty, y'all.
And their splendor.
Yes. So thanks for being here, guys. Hope you're doing well.
If you're not familiar with RVfamily.life, I wanted to call you Texas Family.life. AKA, no, it's a totally different channel.
That's right.
I am sleep deprived. We are sleeping.
Let's wait. Just say hello to
hello, everybody. I'll be like the lady on Christmas vacation. Hello, everybody.
Aunt Helen.
She just tells me what to say. Hello.
There's Jim, Indiana boy. Good to see you.
Jim, it's pie season. It's our favorite time of year.
It is his favorite time of year. There's Susan, New Horizons. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Sunny Florida.
There's Nuttin' Adventure, Nuttin' Gang. Hey.
We know them.
We do. Welcome. Good to see you. It's about time now. Hey, Brett and Diana. Hope you're doing well.
It's about time now. I love saying that every single time.
There's JT, the American Wanderer. We need to contact you this winter.
I was just thinking about you the other day. I was staring at our back door from the toy hauler and be like, a logo would fit in right in here.
And we know a really awesome dude that makes some really stellar vinyl logos.
I was excited. It's like, maybe we'll see him in Arizona, but it sounds like he's kicking it back in North Carolina till next winter.
That's all right. I know he can ship them. We need to reach out to you, JT. And if y'all are looking for some vinyl work on your rig or car or what have
Airplane.
you, JT is the dude to get a hold of at the American Wanderer. So we're happy to see you. Thank you. Jarhead and Ginger's Journey is in the house. Hey, good to see you.
I'm going to tell everyone where everyone is so they can stalk them.
But it's okay, right? Because it's already online, so we're not giving away secrets, right? That's how it works.
That's the only reason I know. Sound like I'm calling Scott up here. Hey, where you at? I need to talk about you on my show tonight.
That's true. There's Dreaming Out Loud RVing, Paul and Megan. Good to see you,
where
guys.
They're at? I'd have to think about it. Tennessee.
They're at their home base. And they're another one of our members. So good to see you. We got another lovely hello for you, if I can find
it. Dreaming Out Loud
RV.
If you're not familiar with them, familiarize yourself. Check them out.
That's right.
Check them out.
There's Miss Shanna Craft. Good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Hello.
While we're saying hey to everybody, I'm curious, where is everybody wintering this year? It's November, so it's kind of the start of the holiday season, which means things are getting cold, which means people start heading south.
Yeah,
so
where you going to be? Let us know. Put it in the chat. Maybe you'll make a connection. You see somebody else going to be in that same area.
Yes.
That's what this is all about.
That's right. Ooh, check it out. JT can now do full color decals. New equipment is up and running. That's sweet because we got lots of color on the new
Tons
decal.
of color.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Yeah, we need to call you for sure. Let's see. Have we said hello to everybody? Oh, there's How to RV. Jason, hey.
Oh my goodness.
Good to see you.
It's been a minute.
It has been a while.
He's coming at you from Virginia.
Probably.
That's where he lives.
That's
true. I have no idea.
It's good to see you. I am so far behind on YouTube watching. It's really sad. So I'm glad that you still love us enough to come and stop by. We miss you. Hope you and the family are doing well.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and I think we've caught up. Okay, so folks are starting to tell us where they're wintering. Let's see. It's About Time Now is going to be in Florida. Haha, because that's their home base. But we'll head north for several weeks for Thanksgiving. How far north? Like North Florida?
I think
like Georgia? South Carolina?
Give everyone's personal information.
Where are you heading? And that's so funny. RVfamily.life is calling How to RV IYO because
IYO.
Because
imagine your odyssey.
Exactly. So little fun if you didn't remember him from before. That is his new channel name. Jarhead and Ginger's Journey. Yes, Texas till January. Have Florida booked for the Tampa show and until March, but might change and come to Arizona. I know some folks are gonna be in Arizona. Yeah. We wish we could make the Tampa show, but it's just not going to work out this time.
We'll just fly from Phoenix. We'll be like the traveling Robert guy. He was like in Quartzsite one day, and then he was at the Tampa show the next day.
He drove his RV, though. He drove it from Arizona to the Tampa show. That is dedication, my friends. We don't have that kind of dedication or time.
Or following.
Or that. That's true, too. It's About Time Now, said South Carolina and Virginia for Thanksgiving. Okay, so making a nice little trek north. Net and Adventure Nut and Gain's going to go to Florida tomorrow, Texas mid-month, and back to Tampa. So bouncing back and forth. Lots of fun. They don't call him Traveling Robert for nothing. Touche.
Very well done. Well played.
Yes, so our travel plans, if everything goes right, knock on something.
Knock on awesome upholstery.
Yes. We are supposed to be going to a Branson meetup in about a week. Then we are planning on being in the Waco, Texas area for 2 or 3 weeks for Thanksgiving to visit my brother and his family. And then we're planning on being in Arizona, at least until Christmas time. We're booked until the end of December, but I'm really hoping we can do some boondocking, but we'll see.
This is what's going on in my lap. Bernie is in my lap. I don't know if you could see that, but
yeah,
he's demanding attention. It probably just looks like I'm fussing with something in my lap, which could be inappropriate.
He's fussing with a little white dog.
Totally not.
Yeah, he wants some attention.
So all of these plans are kind of hitching on what is going on right now, which is what we need to get to. So we can get to, we do have a special guest.
We do.
So we are, last place that we were before now was Batesville, Indiana, Thousand Trails Park.
Yep.
We, last
month, really.
I was going to go back for the last 6 months. Every time we move, we try to line up an RV tech to try to get some stuff fixed that's been wrong with our RV ever since we picked it up in February.
Just get to the chase. We'll get to all those details.
The point is, we're in Elkhart, Indiana. We're trying to get some stuff fixed because they caved. Our special guests might have twisted their arm a little bit. But they finally said, fine. Right. Bring your RV up here. We'll squeeze you in. We'll get it fixed. So we're here. They have our RV. We're in a hotel. So we're getting stuff fixed. And that's kind of why this whole idea was, let's talk about what happens when you break down.
Yeah. A lot of you are RVers. A lot of you are sometimers, weekenders, or full-timers like we are. And it can be a challenge getting your rig fixed. And, you know, like we've said before, it's not a matter of if things will break down. It's a matter of when. So it's an important conversation to have about like how you navigate getting repairs done and what that looks like for someone walking various different parts of RV life. And that's what we want to talk about today.
And it just so happens there's another content creator, another YouTuber right here. They're the ones that probably brought us here. They're not really cluing us in on how much they were involved with getting us into the schedule. So I think we should bring them on. You can meet them. You may actually know them.
And their link will be in the comments. So be sure you're paying attention. All right. So let's play our little ad and bring them on. Here we go.
Yes.
Okay, I moved the camera. I think we've got everybody in here. And Bernie. Bernie, too. He wants to say hello.
I want to slide the microphone closer to you guys. I'm loud.
All right.
So who do we have here? Please introduce yourself.
Well, I recognize several of these names, but I'm Dawn, and my other half is Kevin, and together we are Nut and Adventured, Nut and Gained. And we have been in Elkhart for a couple weeks, and we're living in a hotel across the street.
We're neighbors.
We're neighbors.
Waving.
Kevin is not feeling well tonight, so it's just me.
He ate 100 chicken wings. He did a chicken wing challenge today. So he messed up his guts. That's not true.
No, just full of beans.
Yeah.
But we're happy to have Dawn here with us. And she's going to share a little bit about like her experience and her perspective and what they've encountered as well with some of their woes. I see some more folks are in the house. So we're going to say hello. I see Tumbleweed RV Life is here.
Hello.
Hello, hello. Welcome. Good to see you. Oh, Dreaming Out Loud RVing was still giving some winter plans update. So again, if you guys are just coming in, let us know what your winter plans are. Maybe we can do some meetups.
Are they thinking? No, I've decided Paul and Megan are coming to Arizona. So feel free. Just whatever else you're thinking about, just it's Arizona. That's where it's at.
That's right. Our Epic RV Adventure is here. Just finished doing some body repair on our RV. Don't ask how it happened. Oh,
I know how. Oh, I know. It's all Michael's fault. 100%.
Bus. Boom. There he goes. And who else? I saw, yes, Rayleigh Creative Travel is here. Hey, Blaine. Hey, Mallory. Good to see you.
All goes well. We will see you next week.
Yes. They are the ones hosting the Branson meetup. So we're excited and crossing our fingers, crossing our toes, saying our prayers, hoping to make it there.
It's kind of all the craziness that happens here. So, Dawn, is this your guys' first RV?
This is our third RV, and it's actually our third RV in 3 years. We started planning this 6 years ago, and we started small with what we could afford at the time. And we realized that it was too small for our family with the 2 cats. And so we just upgraded. We were in a travel trailer, and then we went to a 36-foot travel trailer, and now we're in the 5th wheel. And so we'll be in this for a while. So
this RV now that you have, before this, none of your RVs had any problems, right?
They're all rolling earthquakes.
Right.
So,
right.
There's problems here and there. We just fix them as we go, but nothing like what we've had with this one. And I just have to say, everything that's been post-COVID or during COVID, it's made differently. Yeah. Like those old, big, huge Ford Fairlanes that were solid steel, they're not made like they used to be. So you just got to roll with it.
Right. You hear your parents or your grandparents say that back in the day, but it's so true.
It is.
I mean, yeah, RVs have come a long way as far as like making them more flexible for people to stay in long term, or making them more flexible for families and having bunkhouse options. And then there's the technology and everything that, the bells and whistles everybody wants. But you have to balance that, all of those things. Then you have to balance the weight, and you have to balance being able to tow it. If we all went out and got a Starcraft and had it built, like a house on wheels, then we would all have to drive semis. And that's just not practical for, the regular American, not to mention not everybody's full-timers like we are. So, there's the give and the take, but yeah, like it's just unfortunate when you spend so much money on a unit, especially a toy hauler.
Mm-hmm.
Those are at least 10 grand more just to have that third axle.
At least.
So to have things break is gut wrenching.
Especially when you're full time, because that does become your tiny home, and it is a tiny home. And where do you go? You wind up in a hotel. We've been in the hotel today. Marks 2 weeks exactly. So
that's hard. That's
tough. Yeah. So this one is our second RV,
mm-hmm.
and in our experience, our last company that we owned an RV from, I won't say, but it started with a J and ended with a Co. And we would call them and say something was broke, and it was kind of take it to a dealer.
Mm-hmm.
That was really your only option, which I guess now is why Alliance, at least they're like, do whatever you want. Get a tech out there. We'll send you parts. Whatever you want, we'll do that, which is great.
Mm-hmm.
But before it was, here's what's wrong with it. We have to call the dealer, but we live in it, so we're only going to take it to the dealer for that day to get checked out.
Mm-hmm.
Then we're going to take it back to wherever we're parked. And then 2 months later, probably, when they get the parts in, then we'll bring it back for them to fix it. Just a big.
And that's how we've done it, just out of our experience. Like, we found dealers that were understanding, knowing, hey, we live in it. We can't just drop it off for you to have for weeks at a time while you're waiting for parts. And honestly, it works out for the dealership too, because then they don't have to figure out where they're going to put your rig on the lot while they're waiting. But I've met so many other families and our full-time RVers that have done that very thing. They've had their home sitting on a lot for weeks or for months. And then, they're either, paying for a hotel, or they're Airbnb-ing it, or, maybe they're blessed and have family or friends, somewhere where they can stay. But all I hear is cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching at that point. And that's if for our rig, it's under warranty. So if you have an older rig that doesn't have the warranty, not only are you paying to live somewhere else, but you're paying for these expenses on top of that. And that can cause a lot of strife, just that there. So that's definitely tip number one. If you full-time, or actually for any RVer really, make an appointment, drop your rig off for the day, say, go through it, make your list, figure out what you need to order. I'm coming to get it at the end of the day. Let me know when the parts are in, and then bring it back. That's what's worked for us. All right. What has been your experience when you've had to take like your previous rigs in?
Actually, Kevin's pretty handy. We actually did not take it into a dealer. Kevin just fixed everything. Thank God for Amazon.
Yes.
And we would just find the part that needed to be replaced. We'd come onto YouTube, watch a YouTube channel, and okay, that's what we need to do. And Kevin just fixed it. With this, it's a little bit more detailed, and it's not like you're fixing the old 56 Ford with the basic parts. You're fixing all these new gadgets, and so it can be a struggle. And so our dealer is on the far East Coast, and we've spent the whole summer on the West Coast. So it's kind of hard to get to. And then you might go to the dealer and say, hey, I'm going to be there mid-April, and you're waiting for parts.
Yep.
And like we had trouble when we first got the rig waiting for parts. They said, oh yeah, we'll expedite them. Well, they sat in a warehouse for 3 months and didn't get to the dealer. And so, okay, how's that expedited?
Right.
So,
yep.
But this one has been a whole different beast, and we've had to really get creative with the things that we are fixing on the road as we go. Because, like, again, they're rolling earthquakes. We know things break.
Yep.
Versus major issues that we just can't fix.
Right.
And we're in it full time, just as you are.
Mhm.
We're homeschooling and living and working in it. And it's like, okay, I can't leave it at the dealer for 2 months. I've got to have a plan of action. And so, luckily we've gotten it in here while we're in Elkhart, and it's just, 4 days was 6 days, then it was 10 days, and now it's been 2 weeks. So there is a light at the end of the tunnel.
That's right. Sometimes with RVs, it's almost like working on a house. Like as soon as you open a wall or as soon as you tear into one thing, it's like a domino effect and other things happen. And I mean, there's no perfect RV out there. Like Blaine said, it's very surprising like how quickly they put these rigs together. They're just held together with glue and staples, right?
Right.
And then you're driving it down the road. And with all of the bumps and, everything that comes with road travel and the different temperature extremes. It's crazy. It is crazy how they put them together.
Those of you that travel, know how the highways are. This state, the roads might be great, and the next state, they're horrible. And if you drove your car into it, you'd sink your car.
Right.
And so things will happen. It's just
Yep. Yeah. And we toured the Alliance rally when or toured the Alliance factory when we went to the rally in May. And I think one of the kids it wasn't our kid, but one of the kids that was along the tour said, well, how long does it take to build one rig from start to finish? Guess what their answer was.
I think I heard that. I wanted to say like a week.
I think a week would be more reasonable.
Right.
3 days.
3 days. Wow.
3 days. And that is from a plain frame, the chassis on up. 3 days. And yes, they have quality control along the way, but they don't have time to stop and QC every rig and every aspect. So, these are built by humans who make mistakes. And at any given point in time down that line, something could go wrong. They try to catch it so it doesn't snowball. But the only really way to catch it is to take it out on the road and
do your shakedown
and see what happens. Yeah. So that's hard. That's hard when you're taking it out for the summer or you're taking it out for a long stretch of time or you're full timing. Or, you spend your savings on something you are going to use for vacation and you can't because it has to be repaired.
Right.
I mean, it's the nature of the beast, quite honestly. So for a lot of people who say, I'm gonna RV to save money. Nope. There are better ways. There are better ways.
So for those of you watching, what have you done with your RVs? What's your biggest horror story of something that's gone wrong? Are you someone that will jump in there and fix it yourself, or do you just
take it in?
Take it in. My filter was saying, don't say what you're going to say. Are you just going to take what life gives you and just send it to a dealer for months at a time? What have you done? What works best for you?
Jim and Susan, if you haven't seen, they have a video. Well, they have several videos, truly. They had a Grand Design reflection and had frame issues, and they full-time. But now they're loving their Keystone Arcadia. So yeah, there you go. Like a totally different brand, a well-known brand, a well-known brand for its quality, having major issues. So again, like that's the thing, guys. Like it doesn't matter what brand you go with. They're all made with the same parts.
Yes.
So it's a matter of how they decide to put them together and then how they decide to honor the warranties or honor their work going forward. That's a huge, huge factor. And that's a good point too. Dreaming Out Loud RVing says some RVs are advertised as full-time living, but when they fail and have to go back to the factory, there's no help from the manufacturer. Yeah. That's the challenge that we're facing. Our RV it does have the sticker for full-time living. Now, our previous RV did not. So we actually had to be very careful how we presented our situation, because if that manufacturer wanted to be, they could be nasty and say, I'm not going to fix this. You weren't supposed to be living in it. So there's just another monkey in the wrench that can really throw your plans off. Yeah, great point. I'll see. Dreaming Out Loud, they had a Durango. Mm-hmm. They had a framing issue. Cost thousands. It's heartbreaking. And that the frames come from Lippert.
Yep. Well, to me, I can justify some things. It's not like it's Alliance's fault or Grand Design's fault. All these parts come from Moride, Lippert, whatever. They're all coming from the same place. And in our case, that's been the components that have failed, whether it's a leveling system, sensor, or something else. It's not like it's Alliance's. Where else are they going to go? There's only these two companies that make these things.
Right. Yeah, that's the challenge. Hey, Camping Therapy, Doreen. Good to see you. Welcome in. Now, I do know some places, like if you have an insurance issue, if you do something to your RV, some insurance companies will give you a rider for full-time living. Like we had, I think it was Progressive, when we had some body damage, because, we were newbies. Has some body damage. So it was another situation like this where we had to go into the hotel and they fixed the body damage, but the insurance company gave us $1,000 credit so that we could pay for a hotel while it was getting fixed.
Part of their full-time insurance, kind of like home insurance. Like if you have loss and you need other housing, they're going to help pay for that. But that is due to a loss or due to a incident.
Right. It's not due to a warranty issue. That's the thing. Yeah, it was either Geico or Progressive. Like those are the two companies we've utilized that actually have full-time insurance. It's like a separate like clause that you have to put in, right? That you pay more money for, but it's totally worth it, in my opinion. Yeah.
For sure.
There's the Journey Awaits. Hey. Good to see you.
That's why Geico, we recently shopped around for insurance, but Geico, that's why at one point we were paying $700 a month for insurance, because we were on our third roof of the RV. We had body damage on the side. So we got our money's worth. but yeah, that's what happens with insurance companies. They're not going to cancel your policy. Well, they will eventually, but they're just going to price you out to be like, we're just going to gently nudge them to go elsewhere.
And he knows because he worked in insurance for a while. Yeah.
I used to have to explain that to people.
Yeah.
That was fun. That's why I don't do that anymore.
Right. So now, did your manufacturer, like, because it's certified for full-time living, did they help you find a hotel and find lodging and figure out how you were going to sustain while it was in the shop?
Not exactly. I'm pretty good with finding good deals on hotels and such. And they recommended one, but it was more expensive than I wanted to spend on my budget. And I thought I was getting a deal for, me as well as any reimbursements I might get. And so I just went with something a little bit more reasonable. And luckily they're stepping up.
Nice.
And handling that, because we are full-time and
yeah, it's an added expense. So make sure you have a good emergency fund.
That's right. Have a backup plan B.
Yep, absolutely. Because you never know. Yep. So Susan is asking, what's wrong with the RV? So for those of you who don't know, we actually both have alliances. We're both allies. We're
Both
part of
have
the fam
valors.
allies.
We both have valors.
Yes, we do. And we've had little things go on with our rig. It's the nature of buying a new RV. What's great about it is it's new. No one's lived in it. It's totally yours. Nobody's made any modifications. But the caveat is no one's worked out all the gremlins.
That's right.
So that's your responsibility.
I would say until we got here, I don't know if I would have considered any of our problems major.
I
mean,
don't know
there
about
was-
that.
I'm talking like broken frames and whatever. You know, we had a leak in our underbelly that was undiscoverable. We had 2 techs look at it. We've had mobile techs say, yeah, I'm not going to totally rip down your entire underlining and dig in there. I don't want to do that.
Mhm.
So we were having a hard time fixing that. Then our leveling system stopped working. They sent us a new rear sensor. We replaced it. They sent us a new front control module. That didn't fix it. So we're like, okay, I don't know what's happening. Let's get another tech out here. But then they're like, even Alliance was like, you never know what you're going to get with the tech.
Mhm.
Why don't you set up for this dealer? You're going to be in Arizona for a while. Call this dealer. We called the dealer. They're like, yeah, unless you bought it here, we're not going to fix your RV. So then we were just like, you know what? Hey,
Hello, Rock. Hello, Hard Place.
we're in Indiana. Alliance is in Indiana. Can't we please just let us come up there? And this isn't bad mouthing anybody except for Jake Coe. We already bad mouthed them. But Alliance has been cool so far. We did get here and we put our bedroom slide out. Apparently a weld is broken or something on our master bedroom slide, which sent that out of whack. And now there's a huge gouge in the floor in the master bedroom,
Mhm.
which
But-
all is getting fixed.
Yes.
So,
And those things are, I mean, they're major in my opinion, but they're small compared to what you all have dealt with.
We've had a lot of issues happening in leveling system, the gouge in the flooring because of the bed slide, but
Both Lippert, by the way, both Lippert products.
we've had some cracks and we weren't expecting that, and things that we weren't expecting to see, we saw. So we have been trying to get a list of items fixed since the Tampa show. We actually bought our rig at the Tampa show.
same
And
here.
and they've been working on it, except that our travel plans kind of took us away from the dealer.
Mhm.
And so we wound up trying to find a tech. We couldn't find a tech for like 5 months. And so we were already heading back this way to head to Florida, and things just started happening. So we just reached out, made an appointment, and just came up. And we have a list, and we have been tackling them and just checking them off as they go. It's just, when you get a little bit older and you're putting your savings in to live this lifestyle and follow this dream of yours, it's frustrating when it's not as enchanting as you expected it to be from the get-go. We've been here 2 weeks and we have a walkthrough tomorrow. I'm really excited about getting on the road and enjoying my rig,
Mhm.
and not having to worry about the leveling system not going down when I need it to go down. And so, and that's not them, that's the other manufacturer,
Yep.
And so, they've been gracious
Mhm.
and very supportive. And that's the reason why we bought with them, was because of their customer service. And, we're pleased on that end. In our eyes, it's just one of those things, and we're checking them off as they go. So hopefully we've addressed all the major things. We've had things replaced, and it's all shiny again. So
Right.
we'll see tomorrow.
Fingers crossed.
Fingers crossed.
Yes. But that's a reason why we chose Alliance. We had the other manufacturer. We have friends who have other rigs with other brands, and again, like we said, they're all made with the same parts that come from the same place. They all operate the same way. So that's what it boils down to is like, okay, where's the service after the sale? How are you going to take care of me when things go wrong? And what's great about Alliance is if you are handy, like Jarhead and Ginger's journey, he went through the tech school. He can handle things. He can fix things.
They both did.
Oh,
mistaken.
I didn't know
Yes,
that.
they said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're handy, whether you're certified or not, if you're handy, they will send you the parts and allow you to put them in.
Even if you're not handy, it will send you the parts.
Well, and the thing is and then they'll walk you through it if you need it.
Right.
Mhm.
I mean, yes, we've had issues, but if I had to choose again and go with a new rig, I would still go with Alliance. I'm very happy on that aspect.
Yep.
And so, thank God Kevin's handy.
Right,
Mhm.
right. Yeah, but
Thank God Natasha's handy. Or Will's handy. No, we were the ones.
Well, you replaced the Max Air fan.
Well, now that stopped working, so may not have done a great job there.
There's something else going on. It's not
Yeah.
the product. But you replaced the drawer front for the stove too, because our handle broke. And it's like one of those where it's like riveted in the back.
Mhm.
So you can't just put a screw in because the screw fell out.
I thought they'd send us like a new handle or something. Well, they just sent us a whole new drawer. No drawer face front.
Yeah. But that's great. That's like, hey, yes, I will do it. Send me the part. And they've been fantastic about that. But
They're pretty quick too. I think.
yeah.
Again, this other company, you'd ask for a part and then, it's out of stock or we don't have this, and then 3 months later you get a part. It's just
I'm not
crazy.
at that place anymore. I'm
Right.
an RVer. Yeah. But it's nice too that they allow mobile techs. There are some companies out there that will do like reimburse warranty work for mobile techs, but they're few and far between. So it's nice that Alliance does that. But yes, as Jarhead and
Or
Ginger
maybe we're
had
wrong.
mentioned,
What's your experience with that? What brand do you have? Do they allow you to be reimbursed for mobile tech?
that's a
Or do
great
they
question.
prefer you to go to a dealer?
Mhm.
Just curious.
Yeah.
Maybe we're wrong. Maybe everybody does that.
Well, Jayco doesn't.
Jayco did not.
They did not. But what's great is you have a great resource here, the NRVTA. So if you're looking for a good, like truly certified, reliable source, the NRVTA website has like a search so you can find somebody close to your area. But the trouble we found with that is now that we're traveling more frequently, moving every 2 or 3 weeks, we would almost have to call 2 or 3 stops ahead to
Those
see
guys
if
are
somebody was
busy.
available.
They're busy. They'd be like, hey, we'll get you in 6 weeks. Like, yikes.
And then can you get it fixed in the time frame that we're going to be there? That was our problem. So we found this underbelly leak back in March, but we either couldn't find mobile techs who were willing to repair it, or we couldn't find mobile techs who had the availability and the time to handle it. And so, yeah, then you either have a dealership or you have the manufacturer. So it's really a tough, and the manufacturer has one location.
Right.
So you have to hightail it from wherever you are to get in there.
Right.
Mm-hmm. So then you got to take those plans you nailed to the wall in Jello
That's
and
right.
make
Throw 'em up
some
in
new
the air.
ones. Yeah.
I saw a few new faces. If you're just joining us, this is Dawn. Their channel is Nuttin' Adventured, Nuttin' Gamed. They are full timers. They travel with their daughter and 17 cats and
Just
2. And they are full timers. And we're just talking about how do you get something fixed when your rigs break down, which is why we are coming at you live from a hotel room.
That's right.
And this is why my filter is not working great. Been sleeping on these mattresses that are like those sandbags you buy at the gas station in the wintertime.
Lumpy.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah.
I don't know where they get these mattresses. But
I miss my RV mattress.
Isn't that weird? Isn't that funny?
I miss my couch. I miss
Yeah.
my bed.
Yeah.
Right.
And now I'm on a chaise lounge, so this looks really flattering. 'Cause
And I think Kevin's not feeling well, and I'm sure it's from all this great food we've been eating out.
Mhm.
right.
That's the other factor is we lucked out and were able to find like a hotel that had like a mini kitchenette so we can cook some of our meals so we don't have to eat out all the time.
That's just, our preference. Like if we can spend an extra $20 a night, otherwise we'd be spending $100 a night
Right.
eating out.
Right.
And I don't need to do that.
Hello, Travel Dreamer 46. Good to see you.
And
And Dreaming Out Loud RVing is saying, our horror story. So yes, they've also had framing issues.
Yeah.
So if you're not privy to the issues that they've had, you don't know what they're talking about, head over to their channel. Like crazy stuff. Like sometimes I hear these stories and it just blows my mind.
Yeah.
Like, and they bought their rig. Has it been a year? I don't even know if it's been a year.
Well, they had it at the Tampa show.
Yeah. And
didn't have it very long before that. I don't know.
And their frame cracked and all of these issues. And it's just like, if I buy a new car, if my engine breaks in 2 months, I'm going to be livid. But there's not that same level of accountability in the RV industry. Or there is, but there's so many more roadblocks and red tape to get through. It's hard. It's hard and it's frustrating.
Adventures with Chance. Hello, thanks for being here.
Hey.
We're going to come park right all up on you in the Arizona desert.
That's the plan.
Well, not really.
To be in Arizona anyway.
We'll probably be reaching out saying, hey, where can we park?
But Chance is
We're
handy.
newbies.
They were able to fix most everything themselves. Now, you guys had the hail damage. I can't remember where you were out west in the mountains, or was it in South Dakota? Did you guys fix the hail damage stuff? Because like they had a skylight bust out and some other things. I'm curious if you got a tech to do that.
Skylight probably wouldn't be too bad. Probably just scraping the dicor and taking screws out. What do I know? But
that's true.
We replaced an antenna once.
Oh, there, he answered it there. Even after the hailstorm, he replaced everything in the roof. That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's encouraging. That's encouraging for the rest of us, right? Yeah, Moride makes some things. Lippert makes a lot of things. Yeah. Let's see. Just catching up with the chat.
But either way, I mean, it's lemons and lemonade. Either way, it's great to see these guys again. Our kids are having a blast. They're hopefully not drowning in a pool right now.
They're fine.
They're swimming without adult supervision. If you are concerned, please call the Holiday Inn.
He's an optimist.
In Elkhart, Indiana. Ask for Tim at the front desk. Register a complaint. Got some rowdy kids in the pool.
Oh, Lord. Hello, Time for Exploring. Welcome. Good to see you.
Don't call that.
Filter, babe. Your filter's not working. Yeah. All right. So they had a new RV. They've got a Class C, and then they also have a Class B van. But the new RV, they had to fix some trim pieces, had a water leak. The awning got tore off going down the highway because it had a recall. How terrifying would that be?
That would be horrible.
Now, what I would want to know is if it damaged like another vehicle on the roadway, would the RV manufacturer step up and pay for those damages? Would the parts people who made that awning pay for the damages? Or are you stuck holding the bill?
That's a good question.
Yeah.
Lots of footwork on that one.
Ugh. That's terrifying. Glad y'all are okay.
Exploring. Did we say hello to them?
I did, yes.
No, I did. Forgetful.
Yep. All right. I've seen a few of you sharing about some of your issues. What have been your experiences with mobile techs? Have you had success? Have you had some come out, pay money, and then have the issue come up again? What do y'all think? Offered to take the Grand Design to Elkhart, but they told us they didn't want it there. Wow. Now that's a first. I've never heard of a manufacturer say, I don't want your rig up here. under
I'd be
warranty.
curious to know if that was still under warranty and was it recently, because they have this huge brand new facility for customer service. When we were here in May, I didn't see that it was open and finished, but it's finished and open now.
Oh yeah, I know it's open because our friends with One Strange Adventure had a recent video. I think they took their rig in July or August, and we're talking about the new facility.
It's huge. It's huge. It's like an Amazon building. So I'd be surprised if they didn't have a change of story or change tune now.
Yeah,
with that new building.
See there, and Rayleigh Creative Travel, they have a different brand, and they've been having the Lippert 2.0 leveling system issues. So, but then what do? Like, you only have your warranty for a certain period of time.
Isn't it funny what you get used to? So do you go in and just manually, like ours has been broke for a while, so you do it's like playing the old Nintendo game, up, down, left, start. Like there's this thing you just push on the control panel to unlock it so that you can just manually raise it. Before that, we didn't know about that. And you'd push a button and it would move for 1 second, then it would beep and give you an error again. Then you'd clear the error, push it, it would move another inch.
Yeah, it took 10 minutes to get like one landing gear.
And we would call Lippert and it'd be like, yeah, don't do that. It's silly.
I would think that if the manufacturer isn't going to step up, the next call would be to the parts manufacturer, i.e. Lippert.
Yeah.
I've heard stories where Lippert has FedEx things out overnight immediately. But we've been driving around with ours for 9 months. Well, somewhat stationary for a little bit while we were in Yellowstone, and come to find out that they can't believe that it ever worked because it was just connected wrong. And they're surprised that it worked automatically at all. And so cross our fingers that that's fixed, because I would hate for the rig to drop again.
Oh Lord. Like two things you don't want in the same sentence, right? Adventures with Chance brings up a really great point, though. So we're not here talking about these issues to be all gloom and doom,
right?
Like we said before, it's part of the RV life. If you signed up for RV life expecting sunshine and rainbows and everything to go your way, you are in for a rude awakening, because it's not going to happen. Things break down. But they make a great point. You try not to let those issues break you down. I mean, here we are. We're going on our 6th year of full-time RVing, our 2nd RV. So obviously, if it bothered us that much, we wouldn't have made that big old purchase and bought another rig. We would have called it quits. Gone back to sticks and bricks and been meh, But it is just material things. So long as you have your health and your family and you're not living in a box, then you're okay. Absolutely. That's a perfect
Unless you choose to live in a box, good for you. I've seen some nice boxes.
Fair enough. That's fair enough. Yeah. Thank you, Dreaming Out Loud RVing. I can't talk today. Thumbs up.
Hit them all.
Appreciate you.
Hit all the thumbs.
All the buttons.
Then go back. Make sure the thumbs up's the last one you hit.
Yeah. But yes, time for exploring makes a great point. Warranty items are different. Yeah. When it's warranty, you have to be careful too about fixing those things. So Bill mentioned before, our leveling system hasn't worked. So Alliance sent us the part. But when we had trouble trying to reprogram it, Lippert said, well, who installed it? So it's just like when you buy a new car, if you don't take it into the dealership to have the oil changed, or you don't have receipts that someone certified change the oil because you're handy and you know how to change oil, then there's their little window, there's their little clause. Well, they'll be like, nope, I'm not going to pay for it. So it's a slippery slope.
It is.
Yeah.
That's when they said that they were going to send us a new control module. Said, well, is that just plug and play, or can we just unplug wires, plug them back in? He's like, you could, but you need to have a tech do that. Otherwise, you'll void your warranty. It's like, oh, maybe We never asked. I don't think we ever mentioned that we were the ones that replaced our own weird sensor thing. Maybe we did it wrong.
No, we had a tech who came out and looked at it.
Plug and play.
And it was fine. Hey, Lucky Dog Productions moderator. Good to see you. Welcome
Hello,
in.
Sue. Hello, Bob. Hello to the Lucky Dogs. Yes. And I'm going to segue right back into that. You know what good came of all that? Before all this, we didn't have what's it called? A voltmeter.
Mm-hmm.
Garrett told us to buy one. Todd, all these people said, you need to buy this. You have to buy it. We're like, yeah, every time we need one, we're just with someone that has one. But now we have one. So I guess that's good that came out of it. So now the next time someone's like, well, do you have one? Yes, I do.
Yay. More stuff.
Right.
Remember, if you bring something into the trailer, you have to take something out of the trailer.
That's right. That's right.
Which one of the kids will go?
I don't think the weight proportion is the same. So Jarhead and Ginger's Journey said that Grand Design will not reimburse for the mobile tech service call fee, which can sometimes be bigger than the whole bill in total, but they'll pay for the mobile tech. So that's interesting because, like, how are you going to get the tech there if not for the service fee?
And if you're 200 miles out in BFE and you know, oh, I'll go the first 50 miles and after that you're paying me $4 a mile.
Yep.
I wonder, the first thing that popped in my head was, well, you know, when everything breaks down, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's on a weekend. It's on a holiday weekend when people are RVing. So I'm sure they don't want to reimburse people for the service fee coming out on a Sunday holiday.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Hey, Fulltime Dream. Good to see you
Go
guys.
Bills!
Thanks for coming in.
Woo! Was it this week? Oh, yeah. Packers and Bills. Anyway, I was excited. That was the one part that I was most excited about, being in a hotel. I can watch a game without it pixelating or the picture going out every 10 seconds. It was exciting. Josh was like, hey, TV. TV.
Like, that's okay. That's what he's into. It's just not what I'm into. It's fine. So New Horizon says the Grand Design was still under warranty. So when they had the framing issues, they went to a rally. The top people at Grand Design told us not to bring it there. Daylight through the walls and sink falling through, so much more. See, that's crazy.
Oh,
Seems
New
to be
Horizons. You should see our list.
Right? Now, if you didn't have warranty, what would you do? Would you consider just taking it into a shop? Would you go with a mobile tech? Or do you think that you would, just take it into the manufacturer?
I think if we didn't have a warranty, obviously my husband would be very busy and Amazon would be richer than they already are, because that would probably be our first route. And if and when it became too much for us, we would have reached out to a mobile tech. I don't know that the dealer, our dealer is obviously extreme East Coast. And they have a great service team. And I'm sure that if we called, they might charge us a fee just to sit on the phone with us and walk us through it. I don't know.
True.
But that was one of the reasons why we did go with Alliance, was because of the warranty. And we knew that the shakedown would show some issues, and let's get them fixed while we could,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I think the manufacturers are great, but I think they do tend to have the newer rigs in, obviously, because of the warranty stuff.
Right.
So that makes it tricky getting in there. I'd be curious to know what they charge.
Well, we did have, so if anybody, I know there's several of you that follow us as well. We spent the summer in Yellowstone and we were 105 miles from anybody, and they were 125 plus an hour.
So that's pretty on par for mobile techs.
Well,
really.
and we had the same quote from the solar installation as well. So it's probably similar across the board.
Yeah.
But we've heard some guy was charging people last summer in West Yellowstone $250, $300 an hour.
Oh, Lord.
So
Because you're out in the middle of nowhere.
because you're out in the middle of
what choice
nowhere,
do you
right?
have? That's just wrong. He needs some Jesus.
I think that was one of the things that Alliance did tell us, but they ended up paying it anyway because this guy that was looking at our underbelly once was under there for 3-4 hours. I don't
Mhm.
know. The guy that didn't find anything.
Well, he was doing other stuff.
That's
Yeah,
true.
he was doing other stuff too.
But they said if it's anything above, forget if it was 2 or 3 hours, it had to be
Pre-approved.
pre-approved.
Mhm.
We're like, well, it's already there. So
Yeah.
either way, hope you reimburse us.
Yeah. I think though, like if our rig was out of warranty, if it were major stuff like patio door issues or framing issues or like something I didn't feel like one guy in a truck or one gal in a truck could come and handle,
Mhm.
I think I would probably push to go to the dealership.
Yes.
Yeah. But yeah, like I love the mobile techs. Like they come to you. Oh, there goes the lights.
That's weird.
That is weird. I guess we weren't moving around enough. I don't know.
They're on it.
Oh, there it goes. Dawn just had to get up. We're still here. Light switch.
Show's over, folks.
Right. Well, hello, traveling donkeys. I saw that you came on. I wanted to say hey, and I
Howdy.
wanted to say hello to Living Our Journey 365, Nathan and Tessie. Good to see you. They say one of the best things you can do when you have issues with a component, even if it's under a warranty, is to contact the manufacturer of that component first and let you guide them through their repair. Absolutely. I mean, they know their product best, right?
Absolutely.
The other people are just zipping it in and going with it. That's a great point.
And Travis over at Dream on Wheels. Normally they do go live the top of the hour. They said they're in an area right now that they don't have any cellular signal, at least well enough to stream. So if you're looking for them tonight, they won't be on. He said we can go as long as we want. We're not planning on doing nothing crazy. Like Susan and Bill's old 10-hour, what was it? I don't know. Something crazy overnight.
We are not doing that. Mama's
Not
got to
doing
work in
that.
the morning, and they got to get their rig and go.
Yeah, we've had a
Hit the
long
road.
day. We had to do our walkthrough in the morning, but I had to put all my food and stuff back into the rig and picked up a box I shouldn't have picked up and hurt myself. But you know, such is
That's
life.
not good.
Mm.
And apparently they have mice in the bays at these Alliance. I'm sure everyone.
Well,
I'm sure they all do.
Right.
They've got the big storage doors. It's getting cold. It's Indiana.
Yeah,
it's
it's
November.
Indiana.
So
Yeah.
you've got these big garage bay doors that are open. So it makes sense that little critters can climb in. and
Might
just-
have some new. Ooh, you got cats. You'll be fine.
Yeah.
You'll be
Well,
fine.
right.
But here's another tip. If you have to take your rig in, take your food with you.
Mhm.
Put it in the hotel or the Airbnb or your family's house. Take it with you. Don't leave it. We threw away a lot of food today
Mhm.
that they had out in crates sitting in the bay next to the rig for when we were ready. It was all dry goods, but still,
Yeah.
I was a little grossed out.
Yeah.
It's a bummer.
So
Yeah.
Don't need extra chocolate chips in your flour.
don't need, coronavirus or norovirus.
Yeah.
Don't
Right.
need any of that.
Right. Yeah. People touching your things. Yeah. That's challenging. Like all of your stuff is
Yeah.
in your RV. So
Yeah.
what are you going to do with it? Like you should see our hotel room, guys. Like the kitchen, all of the cabinets are actually full because we brought all of our food. The kids' piano is on top of the island. Of course, we're nerds and love video games. So we have the PlayStation in here, the Xbox in the other room, the Switch is right there. My workstation, like I have to work. So we had to take the table, we moved it into the bedroom and have all of my work stuff set up. Then there's the clothes, there's the toiletries. It was Halloween, so we had to bring all of that. So like it's a lot. It's really like you're moving.
Exactly.
Like moving.
Exactly.
So it's just have a list,
Yeah.
have lots of bags.
Double check.
Mm-hmm.
Good thing you have 4 sets of hands.
Amen.
Yes.
Amen to that. Travel Dreamer 46 says issues will happen in RVs and sticks and bricks. It really comes down to the quality of life and what brings happiness outside of the issues. Wish it was more uniform getting things fixed like ours. Yeah, that's
Very well said.
And that quality of life is the light at the end of the tunnel.
Yep.
That's right.
Yep. Time for Exploring says they're going to be working on a video on how-to video for the RV weather trim seals. Ripped out of the driver's side Class C overhang down the ripped out. That just blows my mind.
As you're driving.
Yeah, just driving down the road. It's just supposed to seal up your rig like when the slides come in.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be smashed in there and then it's going to rip on out.
Is that
That's
like our
crazy.
Is that like our flappy on the old fifth wheel? That little seal that would come out and it would flap right under the front cap.
Yep.
Called it flappy. What happened every time?
Yep. Traveling Donkin says we still have an old camper that we have lived in full time for 5 years. So all the cheap stuff is all out, right? Right. You make it yours over time. And like that's just it. Like, yeah, you could trade in, like if you just had it up to here with all of your issues, you could trade it in, get a different RV. You could get another new RV, but again, they haven't had those gremlins worked out.
No, not at all.
So you would have to start from square one.
New
working all of it
payment,
out.
new interest rates. And right now the interest rates are not our friends. So you have to weigh the good, the bad, and the ugly.
Yep. And you can trade it in for a used RV. And yes, the used RVs typically have the gremlins worked out, but you don't know who owned it before you. You don't know what they did to the RV. So that could be a whole can of worms unless you get a certified inspection done on the rig. Then they can at least find most of those issues. Highly recommend.
Highly recommend.
Definitely worth its weight in gold.
I think I might have just had a realization living our journey. Nathan and Tessie. Remember, we met Nathan, through Full-Time RV Family Life, a moderator at the time. Sorry. Took me a minute. I'm like, oh, that's a new person. I just realized who that is.
Good job.
Thanks. Hello there. A fellow Alliance. They have a Paradigm, I think. Or
Okay.
what's the other one?
Avenue? I'm a face person. I have
Avenue?
to see your face. Names don't click.
Avenue or Paradigm? Maybe I'm totally wrong. Maybe you just have the same names.
Perhaps. Yeah, Jarhead and Ginger's Journey brought up Thin Blue Lane had a nightmare at Camping World. It was a similar situation. They had to drop their stuff off at Camping World. Camping World said they would plug in their rig. Didn't. She had literally just gone to Costco and filled, like, I think she said they had like $500 or $600 worth of meat.
That was us when we took possession of the.
Yeah.
And yeah, they didn't plug it in. So all of it was not only rotten, not only did they lose their food, but then their RV smelled
awful.
Like death.
Smelled like Jeffrey Dahmer's apartment.
We've been watching that on Netflix.
What an analogy.
That was what he would invite. Never mind. Doesn't matter. Watch the show. It's interesting.
But, like promises are like words on wind. Back in the day, like, those old John Wayne movies, they're like, you have my word.
Right.
And that doesn't mean poo nowadays. Like,
Shit.
like, you got to get it in writing. If they say they're going to do something, I want to have it in writing because, if somebody was neglectful and forgot to plug it in, or they just decided they weren't going to plug it in, and now you have this loss. Okay, well, it was in writing. Here is my guarantee. Here is my ticket to make sure I'm covered. So get it in writing. I don't believe anything anybody tells me because they just want to get me off the phone.
They want to placate you for the time.
Yep. And I mean, the customer service people have to have a very tough job.
They must.
Because nobody calls them to chit chat.
Right.
or to say, hey, you know what? I love my RV. It's been running really great. Thank you. They don't call for that. They call because something's wrong and they want to get it fixed. And everybody who calls wants it done now. I mean, why not? You know, I want it done now, you know, so, you know, trying to field all of that and triage that. What's the most serious? What can wait till later? Who full times? Who can leave it here for the winter? You know, things like that. It's got to be a tough job. So I get it. But at the same time, if they're talking to a lot of people during the day and they're saying a lot of things to try and ease tensions, get it in writing. Oh, you were right, Bill. Flappy is correct.
Flappy.
Into the other lane. Yeah, we had that happen before. Yeah. Oh.
Yep. I think I think at one point we got to a truck stop and we just ripped it off. We were at actually it was a place in Texas we went and got inspected. And the guy's like, I see that there. I got a whole roll in my toolbox because every time they do a job they only use so much of it. But when you order the part, you get this giant roll. So he just gave it to us and we were rolling around the country with it. She's like, I just haven't got around to it. It's one of those things, well, what if I just rip the whole thing off? Well, hey, now it's a priority.
So I replaced it. Yep. Yeah, Dreaming Out Loud RVing says their rig came back empty on propane. What were they doing with their propane?
That's weird.
Dead battery and new damage. Ugh. That's awful.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at the circumstances. Like when it rains, it pours. And if it wasn't one thing, it was something else. We were only supposed to be here for 4 days. And then Friday, we were leaving and something else happened. And so, you know, tomorrow's Wednesday and we're still here.
Yeah.
So I understand and I feel your pain.
Yeah. But hey, it didn't stop them from RVing.
No.
They've got the rig. They're back in their home base.
That's
and
right.
They're living the life. So despite everything, you know, it's a beautiful lifestyle that we have the privilege of living, to go out and see the country and experience new things and meet new people. So you just have to make sure you manage your expectations and have a good emergency fund and use your resources. You know, if you can fix it, try and fix it yourself. If not, try to get an RV tech to you, because that's way easier than trying to deal with a dealer or to deal with the manufacturer. So any other talking points?
That's a great way to end it on a high note. Done. Everyone, we've had the link going in the chat. Make sure you check out their channel. Where else can folks find you guys?
Well, we're on all the socials. We're on Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, Facebook. Some of you I recognize you. We met, and we'll be at the Tampa show. We're bouncing around a little bit. We're going to be in Florida for a couple weeks, hopefully heading there tomorrow. And then we'll be in Texas for a few weeks. And Jarhead and Ginger, we will definitely be trying to meet up with you guys.
Nice.
Just reach out to us and, you know,
make it happen.
We got lucky and blessed to have met them at the Tampa show.
Ditto.
Yep.
And then we've kind of connected, and the kids are around the same age, so they get along. So our Caitlyn is always excited to see Bella and Will, and so they're playing in the pool right now and enjoying being teenagers.
And that's what makes it worth it. That's what makes staying in this hotel,
absolutely,
in this little town I would never check off on a map, waiting for our home to be repaired. It's the people, it's the experience.
Absolutely. We actually took the teenagers trick-or-treating last night in Elkhart, and it was wonderful. I mean, there's some beautiful communities here, and it really is a nice little area, even though you don't think it, because it's Elkhart.
Right.
It really is a nice little area, but the kids had a blast. And, you know, I know Caitlyn is going to be sad to leave tomorrow and miss the kids, but you know, we'll connect again on the road somewhere. And
that's right.
That's a nice thing.
It's not goodbye.
That's right.
See you later.
We'll see you on down the road.
That's right.
We were calling it Will's last hurrah because he's taller than both the girls. So
yeah.
like it's gonna happen. It happened to me. You go up to someone's door and they're like, "Aren't you a little peg for trick or treat?"
Yeah.
But they had fun. They had fun hanging out. So yes, check out Dawn and Kevin, Nuttin' Adventured, Nuttin' Gained on all of the socials. There's the link. We'll leave the links to their channels and all of their social media accounts in the description after the show as well. All right. Well, this has been fun. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you
with
for
us
inviting
today.
me. I'm sorry Kevin couldn't be here. He could probably have answered a lot of questions. Something did not like him. So
Well, we love him and we miss him. I hope
Stay
he feels
away
better
from
soon.
hotel sausage.
Oh my.
Oh, maybe in more ways than one. And that's a great way to end the show.
That is NOTB
Bill
fashion.
said it, Kevin. I
right
did
there.
it.
He loves the sausage. Can't stay away from it.
All right. His filter's broken. It's that time, y'all. Thank you guys so much for sticking with us. Again, if you haven't hit the thumbs up, make sure you do that before you go. And make sure that you're subscribed and you've got that notification bell rang so you know whenever we release a new video or when we do our monthly live streams.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I'm Natasha.
I'm Bill.
And we're nursing our travel bug, encouraging you to nurse what makes you happy. Have a great week, everybody.